Hi. In my role as a senior software developer and consultant, I'm talking with a lot of developers from a lot of teams, and one topic I hear constantly about is AI and the usage of AI and the promises of AI. So one constant topic is that the expectations in AI are really, really high. And I hear things like, yeah, the AI, it is not working, so I prompted something and the result was not perfect. It didn't immediately compile, and AI is a scam or it's just a bubble. Yeah, AI is basically not working, so I don't have to care about it. I don't have to have a look at it. But as a developer, I think it's really dangerous if you take a route around AI and don't want to have anything to do with it without having actually touched it. So in this video, I'm going to present a simple example of one of the best ways to use AI. So this is also a misconception, I think, that AI can be used for every scenario and it's immediately great. So you can, for example, use it in huge enterprise applications, in code bases with 1 million lines and more, and it will immediately understand everything and basically write its own user stories and implement and test it and deploy it. So this will most likely not work. But one thing I can guarantee, because I'm using it heavily, is that AI can solve small problems, isolated problems, really, really great. And one of these isolated problems is tool building. So now I'm going to present you an example where I wrote a little script that helps me tremendously in one of my events. That is the TechDevCircle, because I have to create a bunch of files for this event organization. And to help me with that, I wrote a script together with the AI. And that is what I'm going to show you now. Every month, I'm going to organize an event where I invite speakers to talk about technical topics. For every event, I'm going to need a thumbnail image that includes the name of the speaker, when the talk will happen, and of course the title of the talk itself. There's a history page containing information about the speaker and the topic of past events. As you can see here, some of the events are recorded and published on YouTube. Also, some of the events have a trailer video and the full recording video. These images here are not created by YouTube. I created them myself by taking the thumbnail photo and adding a YouTube play button in the middle. This is just to avoid loading more content directly from YouTube and basically selling the IPs of my visitors. Creating this exact image with the YouTube play button in the middle of it needs some kind of work that is really boring and time consuming. So I chose this to be the example of today's demo. So let's have a look at the file I'm going to use. So as you can see here, I have the base image downloaded from Picture or Pix here. This I'm going to transform into a thumbnail file with the title and the date of the event and export it as a PNG file. And on top of that, I want to have this YouTube play button. To do that manually, I have to open Inkscape, drag and drop the base image into Inkscape. Then as you can see here, I have to check import options. The same happens with the SVG play button. Again, I have to confirm import options. Now I have to resize the button, which takes some time sometimes. And then I have to kind of guess where the center of the base image is. So this process is not very complicated, but it takes time and it's boring. When all of this is finished, I'm going to create a screenshot from the finished file. Of course, this is just a demo. When doing this in the real world, I would have repositioned the whole image so that the background frame is not directly in the image. Then I have to search for the screenshot file and copy paste it to where it belongs. Okay, so let's see how we can make a nice little script and generate it with AI that helps us with this process. So first I decided to use my favorite IDE, which is IntelliJ IDEA. And it has a neat little AI assistant built into it, so you can open it on this side here. What I have already done is create the script, and I'm just going to go through these prompts that I typed and just point out several things that come to mind. So first of all, I did this. I asked create a ZSH script that makes a PNG file as a parameter and inserts a hard-coded SVG image right in the center of the PNG image. So basically asking it the base core functionality that I want to have. It then thinks about this task for a while and comes up with the first version of the script. So it's important that I did not specify any technical details. So it's only the core functionality that I want to have. This here is the result. So it is a ZSH script that only works or is supposed to work on my machine, which is okay. Then it also includes stuff like exiting logic here of the script, checking if the argument is supplied, then having a variable for this file, for this input file, ensuring that it exists, something also that I did not specify, but it's of course very, very good to do that, to check that. And then it has some weird idea because it says, okay, you have a hard-coded SVG here directly in the script, and this is going to be the overlay. So of course, I will have a separate SVG file, but I did not specify that. So this is something we have to fix later on. Then it has some temporary file paths here and doing its magic, for example, calculating the width and the height and the dimensions and the offsets and so on and so on. And then it also echoes that it is completed, that it's finished with the task. So I immediately spotted, okay, this will not work with the content here directly in the script. So, oh, and then it also added some manual steps I have to perform. For example, install image magic, because the core functionality, this composite command here, it's part of image magic, which is a separate library I have to install. So it also thinks about, okay, you have to install this library, which is really neat. I did not ask to do it, but it saves me a lot of time here. And it even says that I should save this script, that I should change mod plus exit to really execute it. And then it also tells me how to run the script and that there will be an output PNG file. So this is really neat. I did not ask for these manuals for these steps, but it delivered it anyway. Okay, so again, I saw that this is not a good idea to include the SVG data directly in the script. So next thing is hard-code the path to the SVG file directly in the script as a variable. So I said, okay, this SVG file is in a path next to the script, and I want it included in the file as a variable. It says for sure, and then I'm going only to point out the differences in the script. And you can see here, this is the hard-coded path to the SVG file. It's hard-coded because I only want to use the same YouTube play button with every image I create. So it's okay to have it stored here as a fixed coded, hard-coded reference. All right, then I get also some information I did not ask for, and the steps to use I also did not ask for, but it's nice that I have them. Great. But then I also thought, okay, it would be nice to add a check that ImageMagick is installed, because it says at the very beginning that it's going to use ImageMagick as a core functionality, as a core library. But maybe I don't have it installed, and then I will not, I don't want to run this script partially and then end up with some weird error. I want to check if everything is installed when I start this script. So it's going to add Where is it? Here. So it is going to check if ImageMagick is installed, and if it is not installed, it gives me a nice error message and exits the script before doing anything. All right, so now we are covered. We have the SVG as a separate file. We have checked that ImageMagick is installed, and then we can go on and test the script. After testing it, I saw that I did not save this temporary file, but I saw that the SVG file is added correctly. But first, it's in a weird position, and second, it doesn't have a transparent background, so it's with white borderlines, and it is really not looking so nice. So I asked it, the SVG file should have a transparent background and blend in over the underlying PNG file. The changes done by the AI is that it is now converting the SVG to a transparent raster image, whatever that means, and it is going to be transparent. Again, a lot of manual content here, and it is even explaining how it works. This is also nice. And then I tried it, and indeed it was transparent, which is great. And then I noticed, okay, the position is off, and I want to have it in a centered position with a decent size. So I first asked it, I need to adjust the position and size of the inserted SVG, adapt it so that I can play around with hard-coded parameters. So the idea at first was that it should change the script to provide me some kind of influence over the position of this YouTube play button, so that I can find a nice setting for this. While it was creating and basically saying, okay, here you can check the width and the height and the positioning, I was thinking, okay, why should I be the one who changes these settings and find the perfect spot for this YouTube play button? Why not have it automatically set in the center of the image and also have it in a fixed size? So I totally ignored whatever was created here, and I immediately asked the next question, and again, see how nice it was explained here, right? So it is all explained here so that you can actually learn something while reading this output. Okay, so I totally ignored it, and then I said, okay, change the SVG parameter so that the SVG is exactly in the center. So center of SVG is the center of the PNG, and that the size of the SVG is 30% of the size of the PNG. And it again changed the script. It got rid of these numbers that I can manually change. It did some magic here. I reviewed all of this code. Of course I did, because I do not want to execute some random generated code on my machine, but this is all just pure mathematical operations here. So it's generating, it's calculating some numbers here to find the center, and then it is going to use again this composite command here. And this is legit because I checked if ImageMagick is installed correctly from a trusted source, so I could trust this whole script. Another thing to point out is that the script stayed really stable and the same when I ran multiple queries here. So when I generated or when I requested changes for the script, then all of the script stayed the same except for the parts that should change. So this is really interesting. It is very stable generation. You don't get a totally different result when you ran several commands on it. So it is really useful and usable. Okay, so the final result of the script I could use, and again, see how beautifully it is explained here. So you can really learn some stuff when executing this, when using the AI to letting you explain stuff and generate tool code. Okay, so now we have our new script ready to go, and let's try it. So as you can see, I created this file at youtubebutton.sh, and I also made it executable. And then in the same folder, I have my PNG, which is my base image, this one, that I want to have this YouTube play button added to. Down here in the terminal, you can see we have this structure here. And now I can just say /add YouTube play button, and then have this one parameter, which is the base file, which is this PNG. Hit enter. Now it's ready. See what's there, and we have this output PNG file right here. Let's have a look at it. And now we have our new file here with the play button right in the center, a nice size, and everything is ready. Let's do a quick check on what this is actually worth. So as you can see here, I just thought of some numbers. So all in all, I think I needed 30 minutes to build this script with the help of AI. I guess that if I would not have been able to use AI, I would have needed around 2 hours, which is 120 minutes. So if this would be feasible at all, so I guess that if I would have to write it from scratch, because I'm not very confident in writing shell scripts, then I would maybe need even more time. But let's just say I needed 2 hours. So a manual run for creating those images is around 2 minutes. So what I showed before is a little bit sped up because I prepared everything. So normally I need to copy paste these files from different folders to other folders. Then I need to position the arrow in it, and then I have to save it and then copy pasting it again somewhere else, and so on and so forth. So all in all, this would take me around 10 minutes. So if we see when the break even is, so with AI, I have the break even after 3 events. So I do 1 event per month. So after 3 months, I get back my time that I invested for creating this script. And having not used AI, I would have the break even after 12 events, which is 1 year. So now something interesting happens. When someone tells me, okay, I can help you speed up your process in creating those events, and this one little script, you have to invest time, and after 1 year, it is worth your time. So then you have the break even and you will save time, but only next year. Purely psychologically, I would not have created this script because 1 year is a lot of time. 3 events, which means 3 months, is a lot less. So it's more likely that I say, okay, maybe give it a try, and it helps me way sooner than doing this without AI. So that is an interesting effect of AI. You will need less time to do simple tasks, and that will motivate you to automate simple tasks. Okay, so this was my example of one of the many ways of using AI. And the most important thing to take away from this demo is you have to choose the right problems to solve with AI. So AI is not the solution for everything. It's not the silver bullet we all have been searching for millennia maybe. You have to pick the right problems. You have to think in advance, and then you have to really think of what are you going to do with the results. This is the first main topic. The second takeaway in this video is that you have to expect iterations. So you can't be sure to generate your perfect solution from the first prompt you enter. You have to work with it. AI and AI tools are just a tool in your belt, and you have to work with it. So you have to refine your prompts, you have to check the results, you have to maybe use another AI tool to add to the complete solution you are searching for, and you cannot expect it to be perfect from the start. Okay, so that's it from today. Again, this is only one small demo, one small example for using AI. Maybe I'm going to create more videos in the future. If you would like that, let me know in the comments, and also give feedback about other situations where the AI helped you or maybe did not help you, where it was not working out at all, in the comments down below. So have a nice day. See you next time.